Surely at some point the question goes through your head, how do I increase my intelligence? Like, is it possible to, for lack of a less cringe Gen Z term, intelligence max? And I think it's a really interesting question, actually. And there's like a lot of nuance to intelligence and the IQ debate in general. Um, and the IQ debate, as far as I understand it, at my surface level perspective, is like some people have kind of tendencies and properties where they're able to figure things out more quickly, especially like logical patterns, puzzles, and yeah, whatever. But that like it's allegedly the ability to learn quickly, I guess, or that's what it's associated with, and it's really interesting because you're kind of born with that. It's hard to really move it, except like you can harm it in childhood, I think, or you can harm it by like doing drugs. Um, but other than that, like yeah, you're kind of born with the intelligence you have, and like plus or minus nutrition and other stuff, like I said before. But like for people like who feel like they don't have high IQ, which actually like someone the other day said like obviously you have an extremely high IQ or you obviously are extremely intelligent, and I was thinking like it's weird. I don't consider that I have a high IQ because like I feel like math and stuff comes so hard to me. Like logical problem solving is like a real struggle, and I mean maybe that's like actually I kind of know it's just like how it is. It's like math is not supposed to be easy. Like real analysis is fucking really hard. But at least like eventually I got through it. So maybe it's just like a matter of persistence and like resisting the feeling that you feel dumb. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Um, but anyway, like the IQ thing. So if you're born at a certain IQ, it's like hard to shift. But I actually don't think that's the end of the game if like you spawn in and you think you have bad IQ. And I also think if you spawn in with really good IQ, that doesn't guarantee you success at all for a bunch of reasons. And there's a bunch of science around this actually. Like I talked about it in a video about IQ a little while ago. Like high EQ beats high IQ. So a lot of the high IQ people end up kind of like middle-y successful in life. But EQ, here's the thing, can be increased, and I think IQ can be increased as well, but not technically IQ. It's something else. It's like I consider intelligence is made up of not just like your ability to solve things quickly, but like several different components and factors. And one of the biggest, I think, is your outlook on life and how you see the world and your framing of things, which are all like very, I don't know, subtle things, but I think naturally as people age, they get more intelligent and they get much more intelligent like later in life. And I never like thought about what it's like to be an adult, I guess, as I was a teenager. But like, if you're just practicing programming 10 hours a day every day, you just get better and better and better. And if you're like, if the conditions are met, you know, you're in like the positive feedback loop where you understand your emotions. Some of those guys are just straight wizards, and not like in programming, but in life too. They just like they've seen a lot more than you. Like the information age, I think like has given people access to a ton of information, and like if you spend all your time in the tech bubble being really interested in stuff, like you get to be wicked smart. It's crazy. Um, but it's not like the speed at which you learn like immensely matters there. It's more of like what you have, what realizations you have. And also someone, Alan Kay, creator of the internet, I had a mentor who said he loved the quote, context is worth 80 IQ, which is like so genius if you think about it. Like from an evolutionary perspective, you and like a Roman soldier are like you have the same, like you take a Roman soldier with your IQ, you know, like you have the same playing field there, and then you like try to be the first one to like solve like a math proof that the Romans didn't know about, or like all right, first person to like I don't know, synthesize this chemical in a lab, and here's your ingredients. And the Romans gonna be like, what the fuck? You know, like we have so much knowledge that ancient people didn't have, and younger kids don't have. Like, yeah, it's interesting. It's like um, you're totally able to increase your ability to do things and your ability to just be an effective, good adult if you like change your perspective very carefully. Like you can people with the same IQ can be moving in very different directions, and EQ is immensely important. So it's like, again, I don't think intelligence is the only component. Like it's not just like a monolithic thing. In other words, there's like many pieces to how effective someone is. Um, and yeah, the emotional control is also immensely important for like long-term sustained success. And I've talked to some older people about that, and they agree. And 'cause, like you have to be able to not get into ruts and stuff. Um, and yeah, that's very important. But there's also like, I don't know. There's different kinds of intelligence too, which is interesting. And I'm not that deep into the psychology of it at all. I'd love to talk to someone who is, or drop a comment if you are. But like. Um, But I think there's also like different categorizations of intelligence, like creative, like visual intelligence, logical intelligence, um, and I guess social intelligence as well. That's similar to the emotional stuff. They're kind of related, but social intelligence, like if you are very, very good at understanding, like this is exactly how leadership works, by the way. You just have to get extremely empathetic and realize what everyone's like ability levels are and their moods. You have to kind of, someone told me this, I thought it was brilliant. Be like a shepherd almost for people. Um, if you want to seriously be a good leader, that's like the tactic, and you need to train social intelligence for that. But social intelligence is like a skill more so than an innate ability, which I think is awesome. And it's like, yeah, you're born with like this one core engine component that doesn't really change, but you can construct all kinds of mechanisms around yourself to understand the world way better. um, it's just it's really cool. um, yeah, and I think like anyone basically can jump by 80 IQ points if they have the context, like Alan Kay said. Um, and like for instance, like he just like read I think a ridiculous amount of books before he was like a certain age. And you might consider that like, oh my god, that guy was a prodigy, but and he no doubt was, I mean, in some sense, but like you could like read that many books too. It's like he got a head start, but like there's the ideas are out there. You could just think about them really hard and read them. I also think, oh, here's a huge component. This applies to my friend Eric, who put me on to like some crazy things I'd never considered myself. But like there's a form of intelligence. He's like insanely logically intelligent. Like he blows me out of the water there. But he like just thinks about everything he can in terms of like formal logic, and like has kind of worked out his reality from first principles. And um, like there's a kind of way to go through life that I was going through for the most part, and I think still am. That's just like on intuition and like trusting things. But this guy like completely tears down reality with formal logic. It's a very interesting thought style, um, and just like opened my eyes to like some people have just extremely different outlooks and strengths, but they're still um, like brutally effective. It's very interesting. Like I had never thought about thinking about everything with logical validity. And he's also, what I love, he's like more BS averse than me. Like it's literally insane. Like what things he'll catch that are like, no, that doesn't really have any bearing in reality. There's a lot of fluff around reality, I find, that you have to kind of clean up and like, come on, this isn't really ideal. And yeah, you have to be kind of good at that, especially in this day and age. I mean, I think it was always the case to some extent, but yeah, digitization of everything has made like the the environment a little bit stranger for sure in a lot of ways. Um, and yeah, I guess there's also like there's like visionary intelligence and a couple other variations of intelligence as well. Um, yeah, I read some book on this, but again, context is worth 80 IQ points. Don't forget that. Just like you don't you don't have to be born smart. You just like read your way to being smart. You just like yeah, you just like talk to really smart people and read the books, and then yeah, it just helps you figure out like how a reality is constructed. Good skill for everyone to have.